What up, YouTube? Been a minute since I posted this page. Just picked up a new unit. Shout out to my man Rob. Gave me a good deal. Pretty solid truck, man. You know, it's been sitting for a while, so you get the usual issues with your trucks, especially your Freightliners. But one thing about the Freightliners that I do like over the Kenworths, because those are the only two brands I really rock with. The Kenworth is definitely a better truck, but it's way more expensive parts-wise and maintenance-wise. But it rides a whole lot better. It's way more comfortable. But the thing with the Freightliners is all of them do the exact same thing. Every Freightliner I've owned 5 of them. They all do the same thing. Starting with what I just replaced the other day on the road was this PMDB box right here. It's a power distribution box. That box effectively controls all your electric parts. When that goes bad, you're riding down the highway and the complete engine shut off. I'm not gonna do a video on that because it's real simple. It's 2 bolts that hold this on, and you have these 3 lines on this side, and you have a ground on that side, and you have 2 connectors that you have to pull out. But anytime that you're riding with your truck and it shuts down and it powers off and then it powers right back up while you're rolling, it's usually that. And it might do it a couple times, like, you know, as it goes bad, it does it worse. So the first time it might do it one time when you ride, it might not do it again for hours. Then as it gets worse, it does it intermittently. It might do it like every 5 to 10 miles or whatever. And another indicator is this red light here with flash when that's going bad. But yeah, so I had to swap that out. The other issue I'm having now, which I'm about to address, is the heater core. So as you can see, I took the grip pliers and I blocked off the heater line, so I don't have to worry about dropping off my coolant. And you can see the coolant there leaking. And I couldn't see that first, but as it's gotten progressively worse, you can see it all on the turbo down pipe. But it wasn't kicking in here. It wasn't kicking up under here, which I thought it was kicking up under here, but yesterday it started kicking back up under the rug. And because I had a split in my rug up under here, it's a split somewhere. There you go. I had a split and the coolant was coming up through there. So I knew it was leaking, but I was like, well, if it's just leaking outside, I don't really care about it. I'll just keep filling it up until the weather comes down, and then I'll replace the heater core. But that's not what happened. So I'm about to pull the heater core out. It's a million videos on YouTube about replacing the heater core. It's up under here. So I got to take those panels out. Heater core is here. Those are the part numbers. It's only $139 out the door. I also got to replace the heater core for the bunk. That's leaking. That broke down the other day, and when I was having an issue with the PMDB box, and I noticed that there was a leak. I couldn't find out where the leak was coming from, and as it got progressively worse, then I saw that. And so you have, let me see if I can turn my light on. You have, see if I can find it. I can't really see it because my light, and I don't want to pull the side off. But anyway, you had the same heater core up under here. The 2 lines is up under there somewhere, but as you can see, I siphoned them off. Well, maybe you can't see, but yeah, that blue line over there, I folded that back, and it's another line off of that silver line that I folded back as well. It's back over there that I folded back as well to block off the coolant from leaking until I replace that bunk heater. But I'm not in a rush to replace the bunk heater because I got APU, and I'm a single man truck, so I don't really need it right now. But I will get to that here in a minute. But if you have a bunk heater issue and they go bad as well, you know, if you see the core, you see it leaking from back there, because you'll see all the coolant on the ground once it gets real bad. At first, you're not going to see it because you're going to be driving the truck and it blows it back. So it blows it back onto the fender, so you're not going to really see it unless you go up under the truck and look. But you're going to see up under there, it's going to be like little puddles and droplets and stuff, and you'll see it. Same thing with this situation up under here. It was leaking at first. It wasn't doing all of that. You couldn't really see it because it was blowing back there, right? So I couldn't find a leak at first. I couldn't find a leak for a couple of days because it got bad, and then now you can just see it everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to this, man, and I'll get back with you guys here in a second. One thing I hate about pulling this cover off is when you blow it out with these little blow guns here, which is very, very convenient because that's almost like, man, I'm almost addicted to blowing my truck out as soon as I step in it. But all you really do for the most part is you blow a lot of stuff up under here. Now I put a lot of that junk in the trash, but I'm gonna have to clean this out some more when I get finished working. But yeah, this is where the heater core is inside that. So you have to cut that off. I was hoping that this was done already before. But now I understand exactly why it's leaking, because it's never been pulled out. Because once you pull them out, they have a kit that has another door to go back on it, and you bolt and you screw in. That's what those holes are for. You screw in for the kit. But now I got to cut that door off, and I'm hoping that my box cutter is strong enough. If not, I'm gonna have to go in the store and buy a knife. But just want to give you guys the location of that. So you take the faces off. You have a crossover pipe here. You take it off. Nothing to it really. This is going to be the devil right here, pulling this heater core out. There you go, your heater core. The way they make these covers, it was really easy to cut off with a box cutter. You gotta have a bigger box cutter though. And I just pried it the rest of the way out, and all the rest of the brakes broke pretty clean. So now I have to go, the only thing to get this out, I have to go up on the hood, unloosen the clamps, the hose clamps, and then I can come back inside and pull the heater core out from the inside. So that's what we're gonna do now, and then we'll get back to it. Oh man, this you know, when you buy these trucks from these other companies, when they pull these computers out, they don't really they just pull the ELD out. They don't get all the hardware, you know. So I got a bunch of hardware out there that you know, just get out the truck, get out the way. You got a whole bunch of wires around here, and then you just get everything that's just in the way and you don't know what's what. Just get rid of it. Once you pull this stuff out, get rid of it. I'll show it to you here in a second. All of this stuff right here came out of there. Oh yeah, one more thing before I get to pulling those lines off. And those lines are simply the lines that I had the hose clamps on, so the coolant won't rush out. And I put them out. Just another FYI. My ABS sensor light was on because there wasn't any brake fluid in here. So I was about to buy a whole new set of ABS sensors, because ABS sensors do go bad. You have to clean them off. I cleaned them off, and then it started giving me the same problem again. But when I put I put .4 brake fluid in it, ABS lights went off. So that's an FYI on this trip right here. And you can see my coolant level is low. That's because of all the coolant that's now on this towel. And you definitely want to put a towel down, because there was a lot of coolant that got caught right there. I don't have to clean up. So I'm gonna turn you off and get back to you in a second. All right, I got the hoses off. So now I gotta try and pull that through there. I might try to beat it a little bit just to break it loose, since I'm out here by myself from this side, and then just pull it from the inside, and then the heater core be out. So those hoses are probably gonna be fused in. So all you do is get a set of grip pliers and rotate it around a little bit, just rig it out, so you can just wiggle on out and it'll come on out. And they recommend taking the air box off, which you can take the air box off, but if you could fit back there, I wouldn't take it off, because you have to get behind the air box to get the last screw out. So what's the point? If you're gonna fight to get back there, you might as well fight to get in this hole right here. Out with the old, in with the new. I didn't know this was plastic. I broke that one trying to hit it out, but anyway. So this is that new cap I was telling you about that goes back on here. So they have a rubber grommet that got to fit down in there. I'm gonna put that in a second. Discard this old one and get some of this cleaned up so I can start working again. But that's it, man. About, I guess, half hour to get this really out, and that's without me rushing. And so I'm gonna put it back in a second, and we're gonna get up out of here. Got the grommet in, easy peasy. I suggest you pull on it as you're sucking it down with a flat head. Get it around those corners. You just keep pulling because it's elastic, so they'll reach all the way around, because it's not the same circumference as the actual piece right here. So just pull on it and it'll go right on in. All right, I had to clean off those edges a little bit better so it could slide back in there. And that's these little trimmings here. You got to get those edges already right because you don't want to damage it going in there. So that's back in. So now I will go and put new clamps on the hoses outside, put the hoses back on, and then once I put the hoses back on, and I button everything else up and down. Now I'm gonna clean up some of this mess first, get out of my way, because I do not like working in living in space. I guess it's a do-it-yourself little hack, because I'm by myself. So I started to attempt to put the hoses on. When I thought about it, I said, well, I'm not going to be able to grab the other hose, the other pipe, to hold it while I force the other hose on. So I'm going to put the cover on first to hold the heater core in, so as I push on to the pipes, it will go. And I'm going to lube the pipes up too, so it'll slide on easy, because I don't want to put too much pressure on it, because it might push the cap back off of here. So we're gonna put that on real quick, and then we're gonna get to it. All right, got all 4 screws in. Everything is secure. This last one this last screw is up under this thing. That screw right there is up under this. You can't really get to it, so just torque it. Just torque it with that, and it go right on in. So now I will be putting the hoses back onto the heater core, and that should do me. And I should be ready to get up out of here. So I'm gonna get with you guys in a second. I'm about an hour in at this point, so it's probably gonna take me about, between cleaning up and putting everything in, probably about a 2-hour job. So that's what the guys said would be. So yeah, about a 2-hour job, man, but not hard at all. Definitely worth. The part was $139. Definitely worth doing it yourself, versus going to the shop, sitting all day, and then they charging you that plus a extra $300-400 for labor, and then miscellaneous parts and all other BS crap they charge you if you go into a service station. So let me put these hoses back on. I'm gonna turn you on in a minute, and we're gonna conclude the video. Mission accomplished. Got everything buttoned back up, nice and neat. Cleaned out the truck a little bit. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so I keep that thing clean. Ran it for a little while, cooling this up. No leaks there. Let's see. Can't get the focus, but everything is dry up under there. Can't really focus on that part, but everything is good. So we're gonna button this up, man. That's it for installing the heater core. It's not much to it. Took me about 2 hours. I probably could have done it faster than that if I was really not, recording and trying to keep the truck clean, because I'm cleaning up and everything as I go along with it. So I think the only other issue I got with this truck now is it's a fuse somewhere. My dome lights won't come on in the back in the bunk, And other than that, I mean, shit, she right. Is that? Oh, no, I'm lying. I got to do the heater core in the bunk. But like I said, I don't really. I'll get to that whenever. Good truck, looks new. My homie took good care of it. You know, so now he passed the torch on to me. I'm gonna take good care of it. You know, but real quick, I don't really get into the climate of the freight business or the trucking business that often, but it looks like things are beginning to turn around again, and as they always do. You know, like everybody really think that the trucking industry is down. It's not down. It seems down because the people that's complaining are the people that came in 2020, 2021, when dry van rates were $3, $3.50 mile on average. And when that happened, as I said in the video before, you know, that's an anomaly. I said, hey, that's not sustainable. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna keep going like that. You know, and lo and behold, you know, a year and a half later, it dropped. It hit the bottom. You know, and it didn't really hit the bottom. I mean, because $2 a mile freight, $1.75, $1.80, $2 a mile freight is average for dry vans. You know, so it didn't really hit the bottom. The problem was fuel shot up to $5 a gallon. You know, when fuel shot to $5 a gallon, you know, that kills your bottom line. And that's what really took people down. You know, you spending $2,000 a week in fuel, but you only grossing, you know, $5 grand, $4 grand. You know what I mean? Because you were used to, you know, doing 2 loads a week and making $6,000, and that time was gone. You know, so it's not bad out here. It's what it does. I've been doing this 13 years as an owner op. This is normal. I don't have my yearly average has been consistently the same, but I had 1 or 2 or 3 trucks running for the past 13 years. You know, so it's not, I don't complain. You know, because most of my issues don't come from the trucking industry. It comes from, you know, going in and maintaining your overhead. You got to keep your overhead down. Keep your lifestyle as simple as you possibly can. You know, the money is good, the money is great, but you know, it's cyclical. You know, so you know, you had to put some of that money away. And when things happen, like I had to replace the engine in my KW. The truck was down for 4 months. It took me down through there for a minute. I had to pay bills out the bank account. You know, and then when I came out and got my truck back, guess what? Diesel prices was $5 a gallon. Rates was back down $1.80 a mile. So the money that I had in reserves, I was never ever able to make that back. You know, so it's starting to come around now. I went ahead and jumped out there and got another truck. I'm probably gonna buy 1 more truck, and you know, then keep 3 trucks running. You know, and I'm gonna probably get into vlogging, you know, full time, or find something else to create another stream of income and let the trucks do what they do, and then I'll just act as an alternate driver. You know, but that's it, man. I just want to give you guys some game real quick. You know, also, as I said before, you also win. The guys that really win is the guys that could fix their own stuff. If you could fix your own stuff, you could really win out here in this trucking game. If you got to take the truck to get it fixed every time something happens, then it's going to be a problem. You know, because that me putting that box in, I got it at a discount because I own the company. I got that box at $400. That box retails for like $530. If I would have got it from an outside vendor, let's say if I took the TA because I was on the side of the road, I wasn't on the side of the road, but I limped the truck to the TA. Let's say I let the TA fix it. Okay, TA goes to get that part. They get it. They're gonna put 30% on top of the list. You know, so it's $530. They're gonna add another $150 on top, so it can be $650 for the part, and then they're gonna add another hour. I mean, another $120 per hour, and say it takes 2-3 hours to put in. So that would have been a $1,000 hit. You know, just for that one little box right there. That bike, it cost me $400. Same thing with the heater core. You know, $130 for a heater core, mark up $200. They put it in, they charge you 3 hours. It's $500-600 for a heater core. You know, so you got to learn how to do this stuff on your own. I've mastered the Kenworth. This is like my 5th Cascadia. You know, so I know my way around these trucks pretty well. And as I tell people, if it doesn't have to be jacked up off the ground or a computer has to be put on it, I would fix it myself. I'll fix it myself. I did the whole after treatment system on that Kenworth myself. I got videos on that as well. So I'm out, man. The other part about this, I'm going to take a shower. Love's got the best shower, so I'm gonna go in there, hop in the shower, shave, head on into H-Town, chill out till Monday, get this thing registered, and get back to rocking and rolling, man. I'm out. Y'all be safe out there.